Good evening, and good evening once again from Canon for a TV. I've just been told I've got some problem. I've had some problems with my last effort at doing the post game thoughts, Man City versus Arsenal. Apparently there was a problem with my microphone, so I've got to apologise. I'm very sorry. So I have to do it again. I'm going to have to delete the first one. But guys, um, welcome back to Canon for a TV. Make sure you subscribe to us on all platforms. I hope you can hear me nice and clear. If you come into the chat, anyone's watching now, tell me that if you can hear me nice and clear. Otherwise, there's definitely a problem with the microphone. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Right, there should be no problem. It should be working all right now. Right. So, like I was saying before, with this wonderful sport, which is football, it has a way of breaking our hearts, doesn't it? I've got to say, since the situation with the coronavirus, I've realised that there are more important things than just a football match. We've got 11 players. Well, actually, it was 10 players playing against 11 in this life of ours. But anyhow, we saw the first game with Arsenal, and after 100 days, before the coronavirus, that we're back in action, and the starting 11 brought up some surprises, didn't it? I mean, what are you guys' thoughts? Come into the chat, into the chat, and tell me, what do you think about Arteta starting 11? We didn't see the number 10. What happened to our number 10? Wasn't even on the subs bench. Arteta has made a statement of intent, hasn't he? He played Nketiah up front. He played Willock, played Saka, Guendouzi, who's not really my favourite player, but yeah, I think a real statement of intent. He did come out this week saying how he didn't come here just to see the same thing happening over and over again. There has to be some changes. You can't be doing the same thing and expecting something different to happen. In maths, it doesn't happen that way. You've got to change something to have a different outcome. Makes sense, doesn't it? But anyway, so that was a starting 11. And in the first 4 to 5 minutes, Arsenal really came out organised, disciplined, with intent, the right mentality. 4 things. And then only for Arteta's plan to be broken. Xhaka went down injured after clashing with Guendouzi, if memory serves me right. And then if things couldn't get any worse, Pablo Mari got injured as well. And so in steps, David Luiz, secret agent, the second agent from Chelsea, comes in as a replacement. And so I said from the get-go that Arteta made a clear statement of intent by not picking our usual number 10. Didn't pick David Luiz, but unfortunately he was a sub. And so we could have held out. We could have held out because our last line of defense was Leno. He made miraculous saves, left, right, and center, up top, down below. Only for us to have David Luiz have the ball bounce and didn't control the ball. And then Raheem Sterling scores the opening goal. What a shame. What a shame that the ball had to fall to David Luiz. Can't header the ball, can't tackle, clearly can't control the ball. Why do we buy him? At £24 million in fees, transfers, agent fees, salaries. We made a big error in judgment at getting this player in who says, I wouldn't mind, going to Benfica. Then go to Benfica. Go to Benfica sooner rather than later. Go, please. Second half. Because the first half I was with Jonathan and those guys, you know, with Colombia, Arsenal, Peru, Argentina, Costa Rica, speaking Spanglish, enjoying my time with them, got those guys over there for the first half. And I thought, you know what, I've got to do, you know, my watch along. Had problems with my camera. I had to just watch the live stream there. And I thought I would do it afterwards. Only for the second half to roll out and the villain rears his ugly head again. David Luiz gives away a penalty. He's red carded. We're down to 10 men. 2-0. Again, Arteta made a statement of intent. He wasn't intending to play David Luiz. Actually, he shouldn't put him on. He shouldn't actually put him as a sub. But things got from bad to worse. And so, in those situations, you're looking for the leader. Because we've lost control, you know, of the game. We're down to 10 men. We're looking for our captain to do something, inspire us. I've got to give a big shout out to Leno. Leno was absolutely immense in the goal. Mustafi was okay. Tierney was okay. Guendouzi was okay. Bellerin, not so. Ceballos came on. He was okay. Nketiah ran his guts out. Saka ran his guts out. But again, we're looking for the captain. The captain went missing. I actually was thinking, was Aubameyang, was he playing? Yeah, he was playing. Aubameyang was playing. The youngsters, the young players, they're looking for the leader. Not a summer leader. By that I mean when things are going good. The leader has to be there to lead the troops when things are going bad. He was nowhere to be found. And then so we get into the realms of the contract talks. We've already got David Luiz who was saying, you know, oh, you know, I want to stay. Oh, no, actually, I'm thinking about maybe going to Benfica. Let him go. Let David Luiz go. And then now we're in the same situation now. A few years ago where we had Alexis Sanchez who didn't trust Wenger with his career. We let him go, okay, and then we gave Mesut Ozil, our number 10, an improved contract. And so we're in the same situation again with Aubameyang. Saka hasn't signed a contract. The best thing since sliced bread, Saka hasn't signed a contract. Aubameyang hasn't signed, well, he says he hasn't been offered a contract. Do we stick or twist with Aubameyang? Personally, you know my thoughts. No player can be bigger than Arsenal. We are in the mid-table for a reason, because we are a mid-table team. David Luiz epitomised everything that is wrong at the top. Lack of ambition, lacking quality. It filters all the way down. But the players have to take responsibility, because they're paid employees of you know, the entity which is Arsenal PLC. The players have to take personal responsibility. But who thought about bringing a player like David Luiz at Arsenal? Can't tackle, can't header, can't control the ball. So we've got Xhaka, who's really the long range master. If you're saying to me that David Luiz, who was a joker at most in the changing rooms, and is like the captain in waiting, but can't play, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Sell Aubameyang, because his body language was terrible tonight. You've got to put in your part. You are the captain. The youngsters that Arteta put in the team tonight, they're looking to you to set the example. They were crying out for you, Aubameyang. They were crying out for you. And you went into hiding. And so we lost control. We're down to 10 men. The refereeing wasn't the best quality refereeing. I can't remember the guy's name who was refereeing there. But Nketiah had a shout. in the first half. It was a clear-cut foul. And then, yeah, I was just watching the replay on, 1-0, you know, Raheem Sterling scores the first goal. Absolutely terrible. The youngsters are looking for the leader. The leaders, where are the leaders on the team? You go back to, you know, the Invincibles. More than half the team were leaders there. It's a different time. But where's the leader with the armbands? And so we've lost control, you know, of the game in the second half. Some players were running their guts out still. Willock was running his guts out still, trying to hunt down the ball. Saka was still doing the same thing. Ceballos was still doing the same thing. But you can't rely on a handful of players. It has to be everyone putting in a shift. If you're going to lose, go down fighting. Raining in the blows. I'm going down, but I'm going to lay one on you. I'm sorry, guys. But I didn't see that. Aubameyang went missing. He went missing. You know, I'm not the greatest fan of Guendouzi, but I've got to give him his props, man. And big shout out to African Guna because, you know, you put him in your starting 11. And he did all right. My prediction was 3-1. But tonight, I couldn't see where we were going to score the goals. Where was the goal going to come from? We could have played 180 minutes and we still wouldn't have scored one goal. Guys, I'm not ranting. I'm just here. Like I said from the get-go, you know, there are more important things than football. And so the second half, I was just sending the tweets and I was laughing to myself, thinking, look what's rolling out in front of us. It's not good enough. David Luiz epitomizes everything that's wrong at the top of Arsenal. But the players have to take responsibility. Guys, let me just quickly go into the chat. You know, it's just kind of lit up a little bit. I've got to say again, guys, I'm really, really sorry for the first video because apparently there was some problems with my microphone. Apparently I sound like a Mickey Mouse. But let me just quickly go into the chat first and see who has come in. And I've got Paul Smith. That can't be the Paul Smith of before. Man, Paul Smith, where the hell have you been? Long time no see. Where have you been, Paul Smith? It's been more than a year. I think you told me that you wasn't well, you were sick, but doesn't matter. Good to see you back. You say, hi, buddy. Then you go on to say, David Luiz is no good, loses the ball too much and makes too many mistakes. Yes, he does. Which is why Arteta has said that his starting 11 was based on what he's seen over the last 2 weeks, having the guys back together again. What happened to Martinelli? Why didn't you play Martinelli? Tony, hey, what's happening, brother? I was hopefully David Luiz. Come on. What do you mean? What do you mean? He did it the other day. Today, two mistakes. Yeah, just one after the other. And again, it's not the same. It's not the first time. Did he do it in the second match of the season? I can't remember who we played against, and he got sent off. He's a total waste of money. Yes, he is. He is. I agree. Yeah, like I said, the young ones showed up more spirit, and I think maybe going forward, if there really isn't any money in the pot, Arteta, you have to look to the academy where the young guys they're doing it there. They do under 21s, under 17s, bring them in, right mentality, and hungry, up for the fight. Ah, dearie me. And I've got Ray from Arsenal Fan Circle. Evening, Ray. Porto Arsenal, man of the match was Leno. That's saying a head and shoulders above everybody else. Because if you look at it, Ray, we should have been 2 or maybe 3-0 down within the first 10, 15 minutes. Last saves there that he did there, absolutely fantastic. Worth the salary. Double his salary. Actually, no, it's probably going too far. Then I've got Gunnar Glenn, who's always supported our California TV. It would have been, and that's what I said. I've just said that it would have been probably double figures, 6-0, if it were not for Leno. What else do we have here? Yeah, we've just got a whole load of comments. Guys, listen, thanks for coming in. You know, I know it's quite late here, actually, depending where you are in the world, but here it's just 11:25. I'm not going to make it, you know, a regular thing to do post games reviews. I've already got Stan, the man, who's going to be doing his Goonies Vancouver reaction video. I'm not going to make it, you know, a regular thing. But yeah, just going back into chat again. Did you see we don't beat the top 6 team away from home since, oh my goodness, 2015? A joke. What's happening to us? What's happening to us, Paul? We are quickly becoming a mid-table team. The Premier League does not lie. Are we still in 10th place? We are a mid-table team. Serious investment needed in midfield. Yeah. We've got Saliba to come. Ray, really, I don't know. Where would we start? And guys, what are your thoughts on Mesut Ozil not being called? He didn't even make the subs bench. What are your thoughts about our number 10? Didn't make the subs bench. Yes, I agree. Midfield is weak. Defense is a joke. By Ibrahim. Yes, I didn't want to see David Luiz. Me too, by Ibrahim. I didn't want to see him. And then he's talking about, oh, I want to go to Benfica. Go to Benfica. Go to Benfica and don't come back. Secret agent, David Luiz. We finally have a decent keeper, but a crap defense. Ah, dear. I've got to say one thing, though. I'm absolutely sure if Mali didn't get injured, we wouldn't have seen David Luiz. And we wouldn't have conceded those 2 goals there. So I can understand what Arteta was trying to do, because he said that he's gone by this 11 from what he's seen over the last 2 weeks. Then he shouldn't have put David Luiz on the subs bench. He shouldn't have made the subs bench even at that. The squad needs to be improved. So my argument is he didn't want to play David Luiz in the first place. If Mane didn't get injured, then we wouldn't have lost. We wouldn't have lost. Am I just clutching at straws here? I don't know. What do you think? But yeah, you know, Leno must be thinking, oh my God, I've done all these saves, you know, left, right, and centre, only for this joker of a defender. Is David Luiz a defender? Can't tackle, can't header, can't control the ball. Is he a defender? Yes, my iPad broke. All right, okay. Listen, Paul, it's good to see you back, man. Hey, listen, I've got a spare iPad here. Man. I'll send you one. As a replacement, man. No, I'm only joking. I've got a couple of desktop computers. Let's see. Build a team around Leno. We need about four players. Ray, I think you've been a little bit too kind-hearted. I think let's go for 6 players. 6 players. And which players do you guys think that Arsenal needs to get rid of? It's a recurring theme where we talk about the same thing. 100 days lacking of football, we've come back, we've lost, and we're talking about the same thing. We're just recycling the same old issues because we're seeing the same thing on the pitch. That's the problem. You can't do the same thing and expect a different outcome. You have to do something different to look and expect a different outcome. These are the same players that failed Unai Emery. The same players. Oh, sorry, just quickly go in this one. Ray's just said it's a must-win on Saturday. It was a must-win today. Must-win today. I'm going for top 7. We're going to finish in 7th place. That's where we're going to finish. In 7th place, mid-table. Forget about Champions League. It sounds like a rant, doesn't it? Guys, I'm trying not to rant. I wouldn't even trust David Luiz to build a wall. I wouldn't even trust him, to organize a piss up in a brewery. Even that. Right, okay. Hey, 4699. Arteta needs a strong broom and 18 months. Do we have 18 months? This summer transfer window is going to be very, very interesting to see what's going to happen. The players that he's going to get rid of and the players that he's going to keep. Should we keep Aubameyang? I've asked this before. He didn't turn up tonight. Sort of Party or Doucouré. Yeah. But guys, again, what do you think about Martinelli? Martinelli didn't feature. Didn't play. My goodness. He's not a good player. No, he's not a defender. No, he isn't a defender, but what is he? He's a secret agent. We always get these cast-offs, don't we? We had Gallas. We have Czech, who couldn't save a penalty in his life. And now we've got this, we've made a hat-trick of it now. We've got David Luiz, who wants to go to Benfica. Go to Benfica. Don't come back. Don't come back. My goodness. Guys, make sure you subscribe to Cannon 40 TV on YouTube now. Do it now, not later, because you're going to forget. And also hit the notification button as well. We've got a special Easy Talk coming up this Friday. It's going to be a live Black Lives Matter special. There's going to be one new face on there. But make sure you subscribe now to Cannon 40 TV so you receive all the latest and greatest news. Please. Let's get back into the chat. A little breakdown, man. Oh, dearie me. Tony says, I think David Luiz got his contract in a lucky... No, in a Kellogg's box. That's where he got it, man. Thinking of, hey, I got a contract. Yeah, I won the lottery. Joker. Hey, winning mentality. As a Liverpool fan, you guys remind me of us in 2015. You need a culture change more than anything, be it the board or on the pitch or both. Winning mentality, I thank you so much for your advice. I thought you were going to be a little bit nasty, but thank you. Thank you very much. We have to look for a good trainer. But it's not only that, by Ibrahim. It's everything. A good trainer, good scouting. What happened to Cedric Suarez? We've got this player. Can't play him because we got him when he was injured. So it's not only the training. It's everything. New board, new mentality, younger players with right mentality, hungry, new captain. It's a lot of things that needs to be sorted out. Someone put in the tweet that's going to take the best part of 10 years. 10 years! Do we have 10 more years of this dire football? Mid-table team stuff. 10 more years of David Luiz? No, man. No, absolutely not, man. Nah. God damn. Even in Chelsea, even Alex Arsenal, I hope you are taking things at ease. I am. At the start, I was saying, I was on another podcast with Jonathan, with all the Arsenal supporters in South and Central America, to speak in Spanish, and we had such a laugh there. I did only the first half. The second half, I thought, let me do my own watch along. Had a problem with the camera. I just watched the match, and I thought, oh my goodness, I was laughing to myself. So yeah. Emery brought him in because he had him PSG. He should have stayed at PSG, man. God, dear me, man. Oops. Which signing was worse, Kallstrom or Cedric? Good question. I will put it out to you guys in the chat. Which was the worst signing Arsenal have done, Kallstrom or Cedric Suarez? Because our trainer is not good, but everything is not good at this moment in time. Really, everything is not good. We messed up with Koscielny, so Luiz was a plus to come in to our defense. Bad decision, but we didn't have to buy David Luiz. We had enough players in the defense. We didn't have to panic by David Luiz. Koscielny, yeah, okay, but we don't learn our lesson, do we? And this is what we spoke about on the Easter on Friday. We don't learn our lesson. Panic buys don't solve problems. They give us more problems. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right. Anything else? Guys, so yeah, we'll look at the from winning mentality, who says which signing was worse, Calcium or Cedric? Reckon Mertesacker could do a job still. I'll take him over David Luiz anytime. He lacks pace. But he's aware, positionally. So I would take Mertesacker over David Luiz. And again, it's not like I'm trying to be wise after the event. Only look at the Easter talk we did last week and before the lockdown, where we spoke about the defense. So I'm not being wise after the event. I said that David Luiz, I'm not his biggest fan. Can't control the ball, can't defend, can't tackle, can't header. Then why have we got him in there? He's a joker in the dressing room. Absolute joker. All right, just go through one or two more comments in the chat. Let's have a look. Guys, what do you think about this comment? Ray from Arsenal Fan Circle says, build a team around Leno. We need about 4 players. Is Ray right? I think the core number is probably higher than 4, I think. Again, what happened to Martinelli? Why did he not play Martinelli? It's a real shame. Real shame. Right, guys, I think the comments have dried up. I think you guys are really fed up of this. 100 days lacking of no football, and we come back with this performance. Again, if you're going to go down fighting, at least lay some blows, some punches. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think Arteta has his work cut out. It's putting it mildly, to be honest. I've come to the conclusion I might as well lower my expectation, because I believe in the future we'll still have horrendous players being brought. And that's what I said. Someone put a tweet out, we're probably going to have 10 more years of evolving. So we're going to have 10 more years of David Luiz. Lower your expectations. This team currently lies at 10th position, mid-table team. The Premier League does not lie. We are a mid-table team. So don't try and build these players up to be something that they are not. We've got to get rid of a lot of players before we can see any real upturn. Invest in the academy, Arteta. Look to the youngsters there. Drop the players that are not performing. Drop the players with the wrong mentality. Drop the player who's not captain. Better still, strip him of the captaincy. He was anonymous last night. Couldn't see him anywhere. Where was he? 9% of these players aren't good enough for a starting position. Spot on, Chelsea. Spot on. I wouldn't disagree with you. You are spot on. Yeah. But like I said, for me, my prediction was 3-1. And I couldn't see actually where that one goal was going to come from. Who was going to score that one goal? Guys, quickly come into the chat. Let me know quickly your thoughts on at number 10. The number 10 didn't feature, not even on the subs bench. What happened again with Martinelli? What do you think, guys? Come into the chat and tell me what you think about those two issues there. Let's see any more comments before I wrap this up. Guys, again, I've got to apologize. I did do a previous live video, but there was some problem with the microphone. I sounded like Mickey Mouse. I'm very sorry about that, guys. The academy, I still wouldn't put my hopes on, because fans would never allow things to develop. But that's the problem. That's the problem. You look at Chris Wilder. That didn't happen overnight. That was 5 years in the making. Our fan base wants quick fixes. Have some patience. Have some patience. You've got to give the academy players time. Be patient. What have we got to lose? Right about now, I don't have no problems if, Aubameyang wants to go. Right about now, I've got no problems if Lacazette wants to go. I've got no problems. Give the young players a chance. I'll play for free. Listen, I'm right beside you. These knees, they're probably not up to much, but I probably could do a better job than David Luiz, man. To stand there, form part of the wall. Poor Leno. Leno must be thinking, what the hell's going on? What's going on? I do my best, last ditch saves, down to the left, down to the right, and still, David Luiz. Oh my goodness, man. Oh God, dear. Alex, the truth is, how many academy players make it at their parent clubs? Like everyone. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. There's no money in the kitty to buy any players. Unless we can get rid of some of the players that we have, that is going to be our best bet. And if you're talking about that ratio there, how short is the memory? How short is the memory? The players that came in from the academy of old, Rocastles, Adams, Mersons, yeah, Michael Thomases, and they achieved so much. Stop trying to appease the players that are not performing. Get rid of them. Put faith in the academy players. That's my thoughts anyway. Yeah. All right. Let's just see. I thought I saw just a couple more comments here. Just bear with me, guys. No. Again, I'll go back to this one here. I'll hurry up. The young ones showed more spirit, and they've come from the academy. We just need more of these players. When some players gave up hope, these youngsters came running, never gave up the fight because they're hungry. And so the moment you have a player like David Luiz who says, yeah, I've come here, I'm earning my corn, I'm living the London life. I didn't make the long trip, it's a short trip from Chelsea to Arsenal. What have I got to lose because of no consequences? I've made so many errors and mistakes. I'm showing the coach what I'm like, my limitations, and they're still going to choose me. The culture at Arsenal has to change. Has to change. Right, I'm going to wrap it up, which is the last two. We had some of the best players come from, and I've just said that, Tony, in response to Joseph's comments about how many players come through and make it. You've got to give them a chance. Otherwise, what's the point of having them there? You've got to give them hope. You've got to give them hope. And Joseph comes lastly. Take care, everyone. Stay clean and healthy. And then I think I'll give Mark Campbell the last shout. Arsenal will become Leighton Orient if we don't fix up. Oi, Mark, behave yourself, man. Don't say that, man. Don't say that. There's no doubt in my mind these experienced players have it too easy at Arsenal. Overpaid, most shouldn't be nowhere near one. And again, that goes down to the culture. The people who organize the contracts, the people who scout the players, the people who train the players, from the top all the way down, it has to change. Otherwise, we're going to see the same thing over. If you can see me, sorry. It's going to happen more often than not. The culture has to change. The mentality has to change. There has to be consequences. again, just I'm gonna wrap up this live stream, very very quickly, with this last story here. That if anyone's ever seen 89, the spirit of 89, when George Graham came in, ex-Arsenal player, Millwall, manager Millwall, he came at Arsenal. He changed the mentality. He changed the mentality of the club. And you see Paul Merson, who talks and he says, at training, George Graham was saying, you got to run for the ball. And there's Paul Merson laughing. What happened? He was taken out of the team for 3 months. George Graham didn't speak to him. The team sheet went up. Paul Merson's name wasn't on the team sheet for 3 months. There has to be consequences at Arsenal. If you don't turn up, you're making excuses. You're not running in training. There has to be consequences. Otherwise, what's the point? What is the point? And then what did George Graham do? He got rid of Tony Wadcock. He got rid of Kenny Sanson. He got rid of Graham Ricks. He got rid of all these so-called high-profile players and brought in young players. Went through the local newspapers to see, which players were doing it around the UK. How short is the memory? The blueprint is right there, Arteta. And so from what I'm hearing, about you didn't come here to see the same thing going over and over again, the same thing over again. And certain players have been dropped. If that is true, Arteta, you are making the right signals. There has to be consequences for your actions. No one can have a free ride. We can't have luxury players in there. Everyone has to fight. No one can feel confident, my name's going to be the first on the team sheet. No player can be bigger than Arsenal. And he has said that he's gone by this 11, but what he's seen over the last 2 weeks. So goodness knows, what's happened to Martinelli? Why did he not feature? We know what he said about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, about his attitude in training. So let's hope that these small shoots, these comments that Arteta is coming out with, is true. I hope they are true. You guys are going to hate me for this. You will hate me. I'm probably going to lose some subscribers, but these players are the same players that played under Emery. He tried to show our number 10 the right way. Show me more in training, and then I'll put you in the 11. He was disrespectful in the final, didn't show up at the final, was tweeting out certain, critiques on social media there. How disrespectful. George Graham, if he did have that player, he would have shipped him out a long time ago. I'm sorry, guys. The mentality has to change. Arteta, I hope of those comments that in social media that you're showing up, your tennis players. If you're not right, if you're not abiding by my new regime, then there is the door. You are free to leave. I don't have no problem with Abani leaving. I don't have any problem with Lacazette leaving. Actually, any one of them. If they want to leave, they're not happy, show them the door. They can go. Right, that is the last of my rant. Oh dear, guys, listen. Again, for last call, make sure you subscribe to Carrefour TV so you can receive all the latest and greatest news here. We've got another live stream coming out this Friday, the Easy Talk. If you've not seen us before, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, it was a little bit of a mini rant, even though I said 100 days without football. Listen, I've been working throughout the lockdown because I'm a designated key worker, and I haven't missed the football. I haven't missed the football because there are more important things in life than football, But yeah, it eats at you a little bit, And I want Arsenal to do well. Could I see Arsenal beating Man City tonight? No, I predicted 3-1. The stadium was empty. It was empty. And there was probably a small thought saying to me, maybe it could play in Arsenal's advantage. But they don't have the right mentality. They don't have the right mentality. Mentality counts for everything. Confidence wins above all. You might be a rubbish player, but if you don't show commitment and mentality and show some guts, forget it, man. Forget it. Right, Glenn's come through with a last comment here. You are right, Alex. You are same era as just my old bones, man. Old rag and bone man. Oh, dearie me. Guys, listen. Make sure you subscribe to Cannon Fodder TV. Press the subscribe button now on YouTube if you're watching. If you're following us on Twitter, make sure you hit the follow button or whatever the button is, or on Facebook or whatever it is, so you can receive all the latest and greatest news right here on Cannon Fodder TV. And if you've been wondering who or what you've been watching, or who you've been watching, second time round, you've been watching Cannon Fodder. Oh, look at this, the last one here. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up, Andrew. You know, I've just been having a good old laugh and getting some bits and pieces off my chest. Yeah, I'm about to close it out. But listen, again, if you've been wondering who or what you've been watching, you've been watching Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. And there's no breaking news.